Hey guys, it's Ben BB. Today's video is Posh versus Fleetwood match reaction, and I'm so wanna punch. I so wanna punch the. No, I'm joking. I'm so angry. Like, we've lost our two games. We were 1-0 up against Blackburn. We were 1-0 up against Fleetwood. Fleetwood. One against Blackburn. One up against Shrewsbury in the first half. We played well first half. Second half, punching performance, bottled it. Final scores for Blackburn last two games was and Shrewsbury was Posh 3, Blackburn 3, Posh 1, and Shrewsbury 3, Posh 1. So I'm glad the season's almost over. We have nothing to play for in these last two games. I will be going to Fleetwood and I will be going to Portsmouth next Saturday. So I might do a match preview, a special, well, not a special, just being like a normal like this, match preview when it comes to Portsmouth away. Anyway, my score predictions. I had a score prediction on Twitter, ridiculously for Adam Darkin, 74-0 Posh, but I'll class that as a 7-0 Posh, because there's no way you're ever going to get 74 goals in the game. So if it gets 7-0, I'll tweet you and say, you got the closest. Nah, I'm joking. Matthew's score prediction, who's upstairs in bed, is 2-1 to Posh. I think a 3-0 Posh. I think the way how we're going to line up, we have nothing to play for. We can put a few youths in. Change the lineup. So I'm going to go with a 4-2-3-1 formation. So yeah, mine's a 3-0 prediction, Matt's is a 2-1 prediction, and any other predictions below, comment down below, there, or somewhere along the bottom line. Alright, and okay, we're getting started now. So, in goal for me, if he comes back from injury, I've got to go with Conor O'Malley. In-form Conor O'Malley, sort of. Didn't play against Shrewsbury, played against Blackburn. Yes, he made a few errors, blah, blah, blah. Come up a lot since he started under Evans. Evans clearly rates him, so he'll be here next season, I'm afraid. Right, now to the back four. Liam Shepherd at right back. He's not played since Plymouth, but since his red card thing, but it got overturned, so he's available for selection anyway. But he hasn't been playing, so he's going to be in my right back position. Centre back Stephen Taylor, good player for me. Hope he stays next season. Next to him, everyone's least favourite, the captain of the club, Jack Baldwin at centre back. Makes too many mistakes as a captain. If he stays, then I wouldn't put him captain next season. I'd put like somebody else, like I don't know, the goalkeeper or Stephen Taylor, because Stephen Taylor's a leader for me. He's he's experienced in Newcastle and so on. What are we doing in 3 minutes, mate? Right, and left back, Lewis Freestone. Lewis Freestone hadn't had the chance under Steve Evans so much, so that's why. I think he's in a youth that's come through the youth academy as well. So, yeah. The left side. Wait, no, centre midfields. Jermaine Anderson, clearly because Steve Evans thinks he's a superstar player. Blah, blah, blah. I rate him. I follow him on Instagram and all that. I go on when he goes live and say, oh, how good he is. He's a good player for me. But he just hasn't had the opportunity to his potential when he was before his injuries, like 2-3 seasons ago. So, I hope he starts. Next to him, the tank, Anthony Grant. Covered us so much this season. He's a bit of an aggressive player, goes in with hard tackles, but that's what I like to see. I like to see hard tackles. So he's in my centre midfield for me. Left of Cam, Danny Lloyd. Another player that's not been played much all season, come off the bench a lot, started about 10, 12 games, probably 13 games. maybe about 20 games actually, to be fair. But he's been benched a lot from the start of the season into midway and recently as well. So he's being my. He scored 13 goals, I believe. So that's a good sign in midfield. Next to him, in the middle, that's a tricky one. You know, because you could put the Silva Lopez in his favourite position. But I'm going to go with Guion Edwards. Guion Edwards is going in form recently. Scored against Shrewsbury the other night. Yeah, so what? Got injured halfway through the season. Was our best player at the start of the season. If he didn't get injured, I think he would have gone in January, to be fair. I hope he stays. He's going to have a lot of clubs interested in now. He's picked up this form. Same with Madison. Same with whoever. Marriott. Who would, yeah. No, so, yeah, so Lloyd, Guion, and Joe Ward on the right. Or Danny Lloyd on the right, Joe Ward on the left, so on. They're all going to be in midfield for me. This is a random formation, I know. 4-2-3 when we hardly play it. Sometimes do. Yeah. So Joe Ward on the right for me, so on. Good player, great player since he's been signed from the conference in Woking. Scored against us in the FA Cup early on this season. Obviously, we had to sign someone that scored against us for a change, which is good. Of course, my striker would have to be Jack Marriott if it's fit. If he's not available, then with nothing to play for, why not just give Idris Kanu a go? Idris Kanu, another one that's been hyped up by McAntony in over seasons. He hasn't played much at all. Played in the Checker Trade Cup early on this season, which was nothing to play for, really. Well, it was, but when you... Yeah, you know. I hope he starts. If he starts, proves what he's worth, I'm sure the fans will like him. But at the moment, I don't think he's that good at the moment to prove to himself why he should stay in League One. Maybe he could. I mean, if he starts and plays really well, I'm sure it'll change a few managers, positions and interests and so on. My bench, Mark Tyler, Chris Forrester, Andrew Hughes, Michael Doughty, Junior Marias, and Sam Cartwright. All good players that could potentially impact the game. Apart from Tyler, of course, he's in goal, but he's a legend, club legend. Anyway, that's my video done. If you like videos like these, subscribe up the top in any of those directions. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.